Forecast Sunday into Monday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
And we're 29 degrees currently, 29 degrees, raising our temperature up to 47 today before it's all over with. And there's some black ice out there this morning on the bridges and overpasses, so please be aware of that and watch out as you're traveling back and forth from that. Black ice on the highways and the bridges and overpasses this morning. Tonight's forecast, mostly clear, lows around 26, a little colder than we are right now. Now I have these death announcements this morning. Kenneth M. Melton, age 79, of Ellenboro, died Thursday at his home. A funeral service will be held 11 o'clock Saturday morning, December the 19th, in the Corinth Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. The family will greet friends in the cemetery following the graveside service, where social distancing and masks are requested. Paget and King Mortuary and Crematory serving the family of Kenneth M. Melton. Kenneth Ray Hensley, 79, died Saturday, December the 12th. Due to the pandemic, no services will be held at this time. For Kenneth Ray Hensley. Patsy Butler Searcy, age 81, of Forest City, died Tuesday at her home. The family will hold a private family service at the Paget King Chapel with burial at Cool Springs Cemetery. The Paget King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of the arrangements for Patsy Searcy. Stephen Thomas Brooks, age 45, of Cowpens, died Sunday, December 13th. A gathering of family and friends will be conducted from 6 until 8 on Tuesday, December 22nd at Harrelson Funeral Home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Stephen Thomas Brooks. Russell A. Collins, age 70, of Forest City, passed away Sunday at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. A gathering of family and friends will be held from 2 until 4 Saturday, December the 19th at Harrelson Funeral Home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service entrusted with those arrangements for Russell A. Collins. Wilma Ruth Morrow, 79, of Forest City, died Tuesday. A graveside service will be conducted at 2:30 Saturday, December the 19th, at Eternal Hills Memorial Park. The visitation will be from 11 until 1 Saturday at Washburn and Dorsey Funeral Home for Wilma Ruth Morrow. Gene Roper Sr., age 78, of Union Mills, passed away Monday, December 14th. A memorial service will be conducted at 2 o'clock today at the First Wesleyan Church in Forest City. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the church. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with those arrangements for Gene Roper Sr. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For the complete information on these and others as they become available to us, can be heard this morning at 11:35 and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on the most information for the Foothills, WCAB Rutherford, serving the foothills of the Carolinas. The Rush Limbaugh Morning Update is next.
On Monday, Apple announced that they're going to spend $2.5 billion of their own dollars to help fix the affordable housing crisis in California. Within hours of this announcement, Democrat presidential candidate Crazy Bernie launched a vicious attack on Apple. Sanders accused Apple, private company, of hypocrisy. He claimed that Apple helped create California's housing crisis. Sanders blamed Apple for raking in $800 million in tax subsidies and for keeping $250 billion of their profits offshore in order to avoid paying confiscatory taxes in America. Now, people have all kinds of opinions about Apple, but the specific company isn't the point. No American corporation deserves this kind of contempt from Bernie Sanders simply for being successful. The jobs created by Apple corporations have helped fuel the economy, the world economy. They've provided billions of dollars in tax revenue. Now, what product or service has Bernie Sanders ever created to benefit mankind? Absolutely nothing. Yet this unhinged socialist ingrate is slamming a company willing to help California out while he ignores the socialist policies that are ruining that state. This is classic crazy. And by the way, Crazy Bernie, the profit that Apple makes is their money. It isn't yours. They earned it, and they are very wise to keep it out of your hands.
Guys, 2020's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all. With soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas, exclusively from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts for nearly 20 years. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own bare skin. She'll love slipping these on every night because the texture and touch of naturally nude pajamas is so soft and luxurious, they'll melt away her stress. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Check them out at pajamagram.com. And right now, when you order today, you'll get a great deal. Free gift packaging. That means you don't have to wrap a thing. Get her naturally nude pajamas and get your free gift packaging today before this deal disappears. Just go to pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's pajamagram.com.
What is your favorite Christmas song? Stand by. It could be coming up soon. Here on the Merry Christmas station for the Foothills, WCAB.
What can I possibly do to make this stressful time a little better? Here's one thing I found. It's a small thing, a simple thing, a remarkable thing. Smile. You can share a smile from more than 6 feet apart. You can share it socially with the whole world. In fact, right now, I'm smiling at you. And I hope you're smiling back, because smiling is in you. From PassItOn.com.
Good morning. Good morning.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers of Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. They continue to strive hard to keep that honor. Come on in and see for yourself. Take a look at the all-new design 2021 F-150 or reserve an all-new 2021 Bronco coming in the spring. Don't miss out on the automobile you've been wanting at the Sisk Family Ford price. Take your pick while the picking is good on Oak Street in Forest City.
Parents probably already have this message, but just in case you haven't and those others who don't get it would like to know what's going on, black ice formed overnight on several roads, bridges, and overpasses across our area, creating some hazardous travel conditions that will persist until the temperatures rise above freezing, which will be probably after 9 o'clock this morning. Rutherford County Schools will observe a remote learning day for all students at all grade levels today. Today's exams for high school students will be rescheduled, and our high schools will directly communicate specific details about those adjustments to their students and families. The Rutherford County Schools will observe an optional Teacher Award Day for all school system employees today. Eligible employees who face hazardous travel conditions this morning are authorized to telework. Eligible employees who elect to telework today should promptly communicate with their immediate supervisors regarding those arrangements. And the rest of you on the road this morning, remember there's black ice on the bridges and overpasses this morning in some sections, so please observe that and slow your speed down a little bit.
Henry Plummer knocked around California, Nevada, and Washington until he went to the goldfields of Idaho in 1862. Henry's objective wasn't to work the goldfields, but to work those who worked the goldfields. He was so effective that it was impossible to transport gold anywhere. Finally, the honest citizens rose up and chased Plummer over to Montana, where a new gold strike had just been discovered. In Montana, Plummer organized a gang that was so large they needed a secret handshake and password, which was the Innocents. They had members working for transportation companies who would put a special mark on any vehicle that had gold in it. He got himself elected the sheriff of Bannock and then Virginia. Through intimidating juries, no innocent was ever convicted. On December 23, 1863, a number of prominent citizens decided to form a group called the Montana Vigilantes. In less than a month, they had hanged 30 of the innocents, including their leader, Henry Plummer, who incidentally was hanged from a gallows Henry had constructed for someone else. Within 10 months, the job of the Montana Vigilantes was done as the last innocent was hanged. Unlike most vigilante groups, the Montana Vigilantes warned those they were coming after by putting a note on the person's door that contained the numbers 3, 7, and 77. It supposedly stood for the size of a grave, 3 feet wide, 7 feet deep, and 77 inches long. Incidentally, today, the Montana Highway Patrol's badge bears that same number. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
And a happy Friday to everybody this morning, the 18th day of December. Next week, at this same day, it will be Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, everybody. 17 past the hour of 7. Let's go to the phones now. And we have Deputy Tony on the phone to give us a report from the Sheriff's Department. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Well, you?
Yes, doing very well, thank you. What's on that report?
The last 24 hours, the Sheriff's Office has responded to 118 calls for service. The jail has processed 24 arrests, and the jail is currently housing 144 inmates. For incident reports, Karen Craven from Mill Spring reported breaking or entering in a motor vehicle and felony larceny. Brian Toney from Forest City reported breaking or entering felony and felony larceny. Garland Blue from Ellenboro reported misdemeanor larceny. For arrest, we have Addison Cole Richards was charged with possession Schedule 1 controlled substance, possession Schedule 6 controlled substance, possession Schedule 3 controlled substance, and carrying concealed gun. He was given a $2,500 secure bond. Jarrett Michael Mason was charged with possession of marijuana and was given a written promise to appear. Tyler Bryant Frost was charged with failure to appear on felony and failure to appear on a misdemeanor, was given a $21,000 secure bond. Stanley Ryan Weeks was charged with failure to appear on a felony, was given a $10,000 secure bond. Rocky Lee Richardson was charged with failure to appear on misdemeanor and was given an unsecured $500 bond. Latoya Patrice Logan was charged with injury to personal property and was given a $1,000 unsecured bond. And that's all I got for you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Tony. You be safe out there today, and I appreciate your report.
Thank you.
It's 18 past the hour of 7 o'clock. Friday morning report continues right after this.
Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply has all of your deal hunting supplies, including Deluxe Mix, $34 for a 50-pound bag, Early Draw, $27 for 25 pounds. They also have Lucky Buck, a supply of deer apples, a new Strike Force automatic deer feeder, deer corn, and so much more. Refill your propane tanks for only $10.99 for the 20-pound tanks. Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply is the largest farm and feed store in the area. Come see us at 188 Whitesides Road in Rutherfordton.
Here's Amanda now with the report from 911 Communications Center. Good morning, Amanda. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's on that report?
Well, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 390 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 44 for the emergency medical services, 13 for rescue, 118 for the Sheriff's Office, 55 for Forest City, 3 for Lake Lure, 27 for Rutherford, and 65 for Spindale. And that is all.
Thanks so very much. You have a great day.
You too.
Bye. Just less than an hour away from right now is the big timing for the drawing for the Chamber of Commerce reverse raffle winners. We'll have the big box over here. Clark will bring that over here. We'll wheel it around, and we'll be Facebooking that live, and also it'll be live streaming on our website and right here live on 100.9 FM at 590 AM. Be sure to tune in and tell your friends and neighbors that bought tickets. Tickets are going to be drawn less than an hour from right now. Here's Ruby Taylor now with a report from Danieltown, SDO Fire District. Good morning, Ruby. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good. What's on your report today?
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Colleen McGill, Hildra Crook, Max Bright is having birthdays today. Mr. and Mrs. Chris Glover and Mr. and Mrs. Bruce Mars have an anniversary today, and hope they have a nice day. And tomorrow is Ravonda Hicks's birthday and Karen Glover. Hope they have a nice day tomorrow. And I don't have any for Sunday, and the signs are in the legs today. Feet tomorrow and feet Sunday. That's all I got, Jim.
All right, Ruby, thanks so much. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
When it comes to calling a pest control company, people in the know call Hutchins Pest Control. With over 40 years' experience behind them, it's a known fact that Tim Hutchins and his team come ready to do a professional job for you. Licensed in both North and South Carolina and voted the best for 10 years. Hutchins Pest Control comes fully insured, honest, dependable, and on-time service. Call Hutchins Pest Control today at 287-5171 to get rid of your pest and rodent problems.
All right, let's check in now with Gary Wilson up at Fairfield and Bills Creek area. Gary, how you doing this morning?
Doing good. A little chilly out there this morning. But
Oh, it is, yeah.
wind laid down anyway. It was kind of blowing a little bit last night. It did feel cold wind. But
They're reporting into this morning that some black ice out on some of the bridges and overpasses this morning, so folks really need to be careful about that.
No, there's still some wet spots in that rain and everything, so some of these north banks don't dry out too quick. Going down the hill toward the resort, there's probably a chance you might find some there too, so just be careful coming in so you can see what you're doing. And we're about 28 degrees this morning, and clear skies, and we'll have a pretty nice day. Maybe a little bit warmer yesterday, I hope. And we've had one call overnight, and that was a medical call for our department. And that's about all we got going on up here this morning, Jim.
All right, Gary, you realize 1 week from today will be old Santa Claus Day.
Yeah, he's coming back through again, ain't he? Getting older every year.
Well, I hope he's got his GPS fixed so he can get around to the right places at the right time.
Yeah, he'll make it. I'm sure he always has.
Well, I hope you have a great day and a good weekend, Gary.
All right, you too, Jim.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
McCurry Deck Motors has been providing an impressive selection of automobiles for over 50 years. At McCurry Deck, you can browse the great selection of GMC automobiles and drive away in one knowing you have gotten the best deal possible. The team at McCurry Deck Motors counts it a privilege to make you a happy and satisfied customer. Why not test drive one of the comfortable and stylish GMCs today? At GMC, we are professional grade. At McCurry Deck Motors, we're the home of GMC, Chevy, and Buick. 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City. And all those new cars there at McCurry Deck have heaters in them, too, so that'd be nice this kind of weather. Morning, Bob Hodge. How you doing today?
That's right there. That'd be nice. But we're doing just fine on this frosty Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but look like that sun might peep out after a while. Maybe it'll warm us up a little bit, but I guess it's that time of year for cold weather. And ain't no 1 week today is Christmas, so.
I know it. You got to get those cookies baked and set them out for Santa to enjoy when he comes by.
Yeah, we'll bake all them Christmas cookies and cakes and get all that ready there. But everything's going along good up here so far this morning. Overnight, we hadn't had any fire calls, so that's good. And usually sort of short, so that's good too, I reckon. So not too much going on, Jim.
Well, I'm hoping there's no fire calls at all these next few days over Christmas time. I hope everything's quiet, no wrecks, no fires, and nobody gets hurt. Won't that be nice?
That would be nice, sir. That'd be a good Christmas present, wouldn't it?
It would indeed.
That's right. So, but I don't know where Santa Claus will get to ride his sled or not. They're talking about some snow around about Christmas Day, I think.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
different parts of the state, so we might get a flurry too, and it might all be in the mountains there. So
I looked at my phone last night. I have a weather app on my phone, and I was looking down toward it. So on the 25th of December, there was a big snowflake on that day. So I don't know what that means exactly, but there's a possibility.
We'll know next Friday, won't we?
We sure will.
Well, Jim, you take care, and you have a good weekend.
You too, Bob. Thanks for the report, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We have a Tar Heel game coming up tomorrow evening, Kentucky. Countdown to tip-off, 12:30 tomorrow. Pre-game, 1 o'clock, and then the tip-off is at 2 o'clock, and that is tomorrow, UNC and Kentucky. They've switched around several times already on us, keep changing the schedule and the time, so we'll try our best to keep you posted and updated. And, again, let me say to those of you who inquired, those Tar Heel calendars that are so popular have not come in yet. They sent us a note telling us they had a delay because of malfunction somewhere in the print, and also they had a COVID deal. Whoever handles the printing of that had a COVID deal, had to go on short time, so they have not. They're behind is what they're actually doing. So they'll get them here, they said, by the first of the year. So we'll anticipate that, and we'll certainly let you know when that takes place. All right, let's check in now with Sue Price over at the Cherry Mountain Fire District. Is it beautiful, cool morning over there, Sue?
It sure is. Nice and cool.
Yes.
Well, and I believe it's getting a little windy too, but we're looking forward to a good day anyway. And I didn't have any calls from the fire department. I have one birthday on my church. No, it's an anniversary on my church calendar for Devon and Linda McFarland, so I hope they'll have a good day. And on my personal calendar, I've got a birthday for our son-in-law, Bert Sigmund, so happy birthday. And Fairview, let's see, they've got 2 birthdays, Clay Smith and Allie Elton, so hope all these that are celebrating will have a good day. We hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day. And in my announcements, the Fairview Baptist Church in beautiful Golden Valley will be having a drive-through nativity on December the 20th, and that's 6:30 to 8. So they invite everybody to come by. And as far as I know, that's the only announcements I have. It's just quiet and calm over here, Jim. We're looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one.
Hope you enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
28 minutes after 7, and on our temperature gauge, we have 29 degrees.
Henson Building Materials is returning to our regular days and hours to better serve the fast-growing building needs of the Forest City area. Our hours will be 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. We'll still be taking safety measures, cleaning, wearing masks, and social distancing, all while our friendly and knowledgeable staff will be taking your orders on a variety of building, remodeling, and DIY projects. With the combined experience of over 50 years, Jamie Earls, Terry Dunaway, and Randy Harrell in our 10,000 square foot showroom will get you in and out, loaded and back to your project, all with the flexibility in ordering. And while you're at it, visit our Homeworks by Henson showroom with our 2 designers for all of your kitchen and bath cabinet and countertop design needs. Time to get out, get busy, and visit Henson Building Materials. Building starts here.
Now let's go to Shingle Hollow Fire District, and Happy Tina's on the phone. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jim. I'm good. How are you doing this morning?
Doing very well. You sound happy and cheerful as always.
I'm cold this morning, so I'm just a little bit irritable. I'm not used to this. I used to love the cold weather. I'd say, all the way in my 30s, love the cold. But now, I'm like, whew.
Yeah, it does.
I might need to find some warmer weather.
It does make a difference, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think our blood gets a little thinner as we get a little older.
Bones get a little older, too, with us.
I think you're
They
right.
hurt a little bit.
I think you're right.
29 degrees up here. Sun peeking through over there, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's going to be a pretty day. Shingle Hollow had a carbon monoxide alarm, so they had to go check on that. And Green Hill Fire Department didn't have anything. Birthdays today, Piney Knob has Blake Jones, Heath McSwain, and Marty McSwain. They're brothers, but they're not twins. They're born on the same day, but not same year. And Lindsay Guffey is on my personal calendar. She's a neighbor. And I have Clay Smith on my personal calendar, too. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, happy birthday. No anniversaries. And then I still have the Piney Knob's Christmas outside lighting of the trees. It's going to be on Wednesday, December 23rd at 7 p.m. The entire event will take place outside on the front porch of the church, weather permitting, and everyone is encouraged to social distance. Paper angel luminaries will hang on the Christmas trees in memory or honor of your loved ones. So if you would like to have a paper angel luminary placed on a Christmas tree, if you will notify Debbie Haynes, or you can call me at 748-6220, and we'll take care of that for you. You can enjoy Christmas music and listen to the Christmas story read aloud. And this is a community-wide effort to bring believers together in a safe and enjoyable celebration of Jesus' birth. So we're looking forward to that. We want to sell those angels so that we can make the offering to the Lottie Moon offering.
Sure.
This is what that's for.
Does Norris Hill have any part in that program?
He may read a poem. I'm not sure. And usually he doesn't get up there and do anything. He has somebody else.
Yeah,
do.
He's a little stage fright, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say he has stage fright, but I believe that he doesn't like to get up there a whole lot. He's the behind-the-scenes guy. He does a lot of work for the church. He's the one that's behind the scenes, and you don't see that's actually working hard.
Yes,
you know?
he does. He does. But I'd like to see him in a major role up on the stage playing the character, maybe, or being Joseph, or maybe the innkeeper. He'd be good innkeeper.
Yeah, he wouldn't have to say too much, but he would be a good innkeeper. You know, he's very musically talented.
Yes.
But he does, and he can also, he writes poetry, and I've heard him read at a funeral. It wasn't at a funeral. It was actually like in memory of one of his friends.
Mm-hmm.
And he writes beautifully. He does write beautifully. And I think his son's taken after him because Keith Hill and his son is.
Yeah, I think so. It must be right in the blood vein.
Right.
Keith writes some good music. Keith's a good songwriter.
He is, and doesn't he? I mean, big people sing his music.
Yeah, he had some stuff recorded by some of the major groups, major artists. That's good.
I know Piney Knob is very blessed to have them in our congregation and in Shingle Hollow community. That's just a great asset.
Got a lot of good folks there. All right, Tina, you have a great day and a good weekend, and I'll see you next time. And stay warm now. Don't get cold.
That's going to be the hard part. You stay warm, too, and I'll talk to you Monday, Jim.
All right, Tina. Thanks. Bye. It's Tina White reporting out of Shingle Hollow community this morning. We'll continue with our next call right after this.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Now it's 7:35. We're heading up towards Shingle Hollow. I'm sorry, we've been to Shingle Hollow already. Let's see. Let's go change my map here. We're going over this way, over to that way, then a route here, and take a left. Now we're going up to Union Mills to get the Cali report. Good morning, Brenda. How are you?
Good morning. How are you on this cold, fantastic Friday morning?
I'm happy, and I know it. Clap my hands.
Amen.
How you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling mighty fine. Yeah.
Woke up with heaven on your mind?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
That every time I hear that, I think of Miss Callie Wright. I think that was one of her favorite songs.
She sure loved that song.
Yeah.
I do too.
But, well, I do too. Yeah, I like a real upbeat song. It gets you toes are tapping, your hands are clapping, and a song in your heart.
That's right.
Well, let's see. I've got 24 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any announcements. Don't know of anything going on. I don't have but one birthday today, and that's my baby boy, David Kelly. I wish him a happy birthday. And other than that, I don't know of anything going on. I just know it's cold.
And what's his age today?
46.
46. Well, getting on up there, isn't he?
Yep. Yeah, I got him a birthday card that's something about, so you think you're getting older or something. Well, I hope you got enough breath to blow all them candles out.
Well, it's good for folks to celebrate their birthday.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get over and see him here in a little while, but I'm going to wait till the sun gets up and melts all that black ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to get out on that.
I don't blame you for that, because that black ice is pretty rampant out there, they tell me.
Yeah, so, and I don't want to start down the drive and end up in the creek.
No way.
But anyway, you go check on Ellenburg and see if Luther's thawed out this morning.
All right, Brenda, you have a great day up there, and be careful, and I'll see you next time.
Have a good weekend. Catch you later.
Bye-bye. That's the Cali report from Union Mills. It's 7:37 this morning, and we're just less than an hour away, about 35 minutes away from the big drawing this morning, be held right here in the Blue Room. I hope you'll hang around and find out who's going to win that $8,000, that $1,500, or that $500. It'll all take place in just a few minutes.
You can bet when Santa is checking his list and checking it twice, he's going to be doing a lot of his shopping for good ladies and gents at the Recliner Center. Sofas, love seats, rocker recliners, lift chairs. If you or someone you love is having trouble standing, try out the lift chairs. And everything in the store is 10% off. The new hours at the Recliner Center are Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 4, Saturdays, 9 to 2, and Angela will see you by appointment by calling her at 395-3562. And the Recliner Center, again, is giving away a new recliner. All you have to do is send us a card at WCAB, Post Office Box 511, Rutherford, North Carolina, 28139, or just bring it to us here at 191 Whiteside Road in Rutherford. And we'll have the drawing again Christmas Eve, and someone will win a recliner from the Recliner Center. The Recliner Center is located on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherford, and Merry Christmas from the Recliner Center.
And remember to put your phone number inside the card when you mail it to us so we can call you when we pull that card out next week on Christmas Eve. Find out who's going to win that recliner. Put your phone number and we'll call you immediately and let you know that you are the winner. But you got to have a card here and mail it to Post Office Box 511, Rutherford. Let's head over now to Ellenboro to find out what's happening there with the fire district this morning on this Friday morning. Luther, good morning to you.
Good morning. We're just trying to hug the heater.
Hugging the heater this morning. I don't blame you for that.
Hug the heater cold outside.
It's a 2
28
cup
degrees.
It's a 2 cup coffee morning with 1 cup in each hand to keep your hands warm.
That's right. Well, I gotta have cookie in one hand.
Oh, cookie in one hand.
Biscuit or something.
There you go.
A hot biscuit will do the same thing as a cup of coffee.
There you go.
Getting biscuits fresh out of the oven. Put a piece of sausage into it, and hey, that's good eating. but it's quiet out here this morning. Nothing going on. Wasn't anything a lot going on. The fire department only had one call. They went over and assisted the EMS with a lifting patient. And other than that, they were quiet last night and this morning. Everything's going good. Nothing going on except people trying to get this last day of the weekend, get their last day in before the weekend, and then enjoy the weekend, get the Christmas shopping done. See, but won't wish happy birthday today. See, Michael Jennings, he's having a birthday today, so hope he has a great day and enjoys his day. And Jim, nothing else going on down here. You have a great day up there. Enjoy the weekend. We'll talk to you Monday.
Stay on the road, and I'll see you next time.
All right, take care now.
Bye. That's the Ellenboro Report. That concludes our wrap around the county with news this morning to find out what's going on. And thank goodness it's been relatively quiet all around. Fire districts were pretty quiet over the past 24 hours. Now it's time for birthdays and anniversaries. If you call those in to us now, we'll give you a big shout out. 287-3356 is the phone number. 287-3356, and we'll give you a birthday shout out and anniversary shout out on this 18th day of December. 18th day of December. Call now. Todd's standing by out there to take that call. Birthdays and anniversaries coming up next. Right now, let's say good morning to Andrew Tisdale. Good morning.
Good morning. The impact COVID-19 has had on our community has caused many changes. And some of these changes is our jobs. If your job situation is changing because of a layoff or restructuring, you may have to make several decisions. One of these decisions is what to do with your retirement plan. Let's make sure that your investment plan stays on track and doesn't derail your retirement ideas. Hi, I'm Andrew Tisdale from Rutherford, your Edward Jones financial advisor, and I would love to help you. Please give us a call at 828-287-9197. Our office is located in the Food Line Plaza in Rutherford. Edward Jones, making sense of investing and member of the SIPC. Bye.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today. While they're fresh, they're good, they're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, everybody that's celebrating today. Let's see what kind of list Todd's bringing back here to me to the Blue Room. Oh, it's loaded with two names this morning. Our friend Clay Smith up in Golden Valley is having a birthday. Clay, have a happy birthday today. And don't work too hard. Betty Byers is also celebrating a birthday. Want to wish Betty a great old big happy. And Buddy and Barbara Campbell's anniversary is today. Mike and Gil Pardon's having an anniversary. Jennifer and John McBrayer is celebrating an anniversary. And Heath McSwain having a birthday today. So happy birthday, happy anniversary to all y'all. Now coming up, Keys to Confident Living. And following that, we'll take you down to Christmas holiday style with our Christmas music. We're playing all Christmas now. To get your remember to get your cards into us to be in the drawing for the recliner. And about 30 minutes from right now, we'll be drawing for the big money that's given away, courtesy of the Chamber of Commerce promotion right here, live in the Blue Room and on Facebook and on the World Wide Web.
his book, Why Prayers Are Unanswered, John Lavender retells a story about Norman Vincent Peale. When Peale was a boy, he found a big black cigar, slipped into an alley, and lit up. It didn't taste good, but it made him feel very grown up until he saw his father coming. Quickly, he put the cigar behind his back and tried to be casual. Desperate to divert his father's attention, Norman pointed to a billboard advertising the circus. "Can we go, Dad? Please, let's go when it comes to town." His father's reply taught Norman a lesson that he never forgot. "Son," he answered quietly but firmly, "never make a petition while at the same time trying to hide a smoldering disobedience." God is not obligated to answer the prayer of any person who refuses to confess known sin. This may be a surprise to many people, but it is deeply rooted in Scripture. God may answer out of his loving kindness, but he is under no obligation. The psalmist captured this same thought when he said, "God would not have listened if I had not confessed my sins." Confession of sin and answered prayer go hand in hand. In the model prayer Jesus gave us, confession of personal sins against God and others is an integral part of our prayer life. If we desire continued answers to prayer, then we must exercise the humbling art of confession. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
The season seems a little brighter with your official Merry Christmas station, WCAB Rutherfordton.
This morning, Vice President Mike Pence will receive his COVID-19 vaccination in front of cameras and microphones. It'll be alongside his wife, Karen, and the Surgeon General, Jerome Adams. ABC's Karen Travers in Washington says it's a push to boost public confidence in the vaccine.
The Trump administration has a real challenge to convince the president's supporters to get a COVID-19 vaccine. A new poll this week from ABC News and Ipsos found only 28% of Republicans said they're willing to get one immediately. 26% of Republicans said they would never get a vaccine.
Health Secretary Alex Azar this morning blamed a misunderstanding from governors on some, like Washington's Jay Inslee, complaining their states would not get as many doses next week as they expected. Governor Inslee said Thursday,
"The only thing you can be sure of when you have a massive logistical efforts like this, you probably could expect some glitches. This may be the first one. We'd love it to be the last one."
But a new vaccine appears imminent.
After a positive review by the FDA's outside advisors, Health Secretary Alex Azar told ABC News emergency use authorization is imminent.
The FDA has communicated to Moderna that we expect to grant their emergency use authorization. That could come as soon as today.
The government is preparing to ship 6 million doses of the Moderna vaccine the moment authorization comes.
Trucks will roll, planes will fly this weekend.
Another weapon against a pandemic that has now killed 310,000 Americans.
That's ABC's Erica Tursky in Washington. There's still no deal on new economic relief.
The bill on the table would provide $300 in weekly federal unemployment benefits and $600 direct payments to most Americans. But this morning, both sides are still haggling over the details, including the amount of those direct payments. This morning, the Washington Post actually is reporting that the president wanted those checks to be far larger, something that Republicans, his own party, have been opposed to.
That's ABC's Mary Bruce in Washington. You're listening to ABC News.
They're knocking on the door. They're calling your phone. It's your bad credit. It's chasing you, and it won't leave you alone. You need real help. The FTC says credit repair is a fraud. They say no one can take any money in fees up front and all they do is lie. Now what? Raise Credit has helped thousands of consumers for over 40 years. Credit building is the only way you can get your credit score to a 750 and higher. If you need or want a 750 credit score, Raise Credit is the only way. Stop bringing the pain home. If you need personal or business credit, Raise Credit will build it for you. Call 800-490-4140. That's 800-490-4140. Raise Credit has daily webinars helping people just like you rebuild their credit legally and quickly. Fulfill your dreams in 2020. Raise Credit will set up a new $1,000 cash credit card for you at the end of the program. Just a setup fee and a call will get you the 750 credit score you've been waiting for. Call 800-490-4140. That's 800-490-4140.
Add Jimmy Carter to the list of former presidents who say they are ready and planning to get the coronavirus vaccine.
The Carter Center releasing a statement saying after consulting with his doctors, President Carter is looking forward to receiving the COVID-19 vaccine when it's available to him. All former presidents have now said they will get the vaccine. It's unclear if Carter will do it publicly.
That's ABC's Lionel Moise. In Detroit, the coronavirus is being blamed for the death of a popular member of law enforcement, the Wayne County Sheriff.
Benny Napoleon was so much to so many people, beloved by so many people, and he will sorely be missed.
That's Alicia Bell, chair of the Wayne County Commission, speaking to ABC affiliate WXYZ. Benny Napoleon's been described as larger than life and charismatic. His career in law enforcement began at the age of 18. He died at the age of 65. It's freedom for more than 300 boys who were kidnapped from a school in Nigeria. The extremist group Boko Haram, which has been linked to al-Qaeda, claimed responsibility for the kidnapping a week ago. Officials say no ransom was paid. 6 years ago, the group kidnapped hundreds of girls. About 100 of them are still missing. And if your family plans to use Zoom to get together virtually for the holidays, you won't have to worry about time limits, like on Thanksgiving. Zoom is lifting its usual 40-minute limit for free accounts for the end of Hanukkah, Christmas Eve and Day, Kwanzaa, along with New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. This is ABC News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
This stuff is fabulous. Your commercials don't even do it justice. The energy, everything, it's just amazing. People say to me, your skin looks so nice lately. Thank you. You know, it's Balance of Nature. It's amazing.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Go to balanceofnature.com today and use discount code FRUITS.
Brian Clark, ABC News.
Hello, everyone. It's finally Friday, and the cloud cover will clear this afternoon. We'll see a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky. However, temperatures stay chilly today. Highs will be in the mid to upper 40s. Partly cloudy sky tonight. We get cold fast and start in the upper 20s Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, partly to mostly cloudy afternoon with highs in the mid to upper 40s. Some rain showers possible Saturday night. Better chance of rain showers Sunday and Monday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
29 degrees currently here on this Friday morning. Thank goodness it's finally Friday Friends Day here in the foothills. Sunny skies expected to pop out here any time now, and warming our temperature up about 47. That extended forecast over the weekend looks like maybe a little rain coming in, maybe a mixture Saturday night, overnight into Sunday. Chance of rain and snow, but only a 20% chance of that happening. First of the week, Monday, December 21st, mostly sunny. Highs around 56, and Tuesday, highs around 60. And Wednesday 57, but night times it's cold. Daytimes it's pretty pleasant. It's going to be kind of pleasant today. Light wind. That wind is the booger when it comes this time of year, wind blowing. But we're going to be just fine. Right now there still may be a little black ice on some of the bridges and overpasses this morning. So if you're roundabout, don't get into too big a hurry. As the temperature warms up, of course that'll go away. But as it freezes, and it is freezing now. So watch out for that black ice. That's why they put schools back at home this morning. No schools in the county. Coming up here in about 10 minutes, away from right now, less than 10 minutes, we'll be having the big drawing for the Chamber of Commerce reverse raffle. Somebody's going to win some big money. We'll do that right here live in the studio. So be sure to hang around with us and find out who that lucky winner is. It's 6 minutes after 8 o'clock right now.
Dreams are what the holidays are all about. And nothing says dreams like holiday scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery. It's a gift that could be so many things. Holiday scratch-offs with over $45 million in total prizes. There's a lot of dreams to give this holiday season. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 2.98 to 4.77. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we have a number of vaccines, including the Quadvac flu immunization at no cost with most insurance plans. If you have any concerns about the flu vaccination, please call our pharmacy and ask to speak to one of our pharmacists. We also have the Tdap, pneumococcal, and shingles vaccinations available. With COVID-19 continuing, we have masks, mask lanyards, hand sanitizers, disinfectant spray, and gloves while supplies last. Seating in our fountain is still limited to 65 patrons on a first-come, first-served basis. We are continuing to offer curbside pickup for the fountain and prescription pickup. Please utilize our drive-through prescription window at the back of the store. And remember that our back entrance is still closed to the public at this time. Please check our Facebook page for any updates on over-the-counter and gift shop items. Our home medical equipment department is ready to help you with any of your CPAP needs, mobility, bathroom safety, lift chairs, and any diabetic needs to include meters, test strips, and shoes. Please call us with any questions you may have about any of our services or message us on our Facebook page. We are located at 139 East Main Street in downtown Forest City. Our phone number is 828-245-4591.
Do you need some extra money in your pocket? Try Insurance Service Associates, your local independent agent. We can shop your auto and home insurance with several companies to get you better coverage and the best rate. Insurance Service Associates at 127 East Trade Street in Forest City for auto, home, or commercial insurance. More choices, better coverage, best rate. That's Insurance Service Associates, 245-5301.
You know, if you sneaked a peek at Santa's list, right at the top would be smart shoppers shop at Butler's Jewelry and Loan in Forest City. Here's why. A full supply of guns of all sizes and plenty of ammunition. It is the headquarters for long guns and handguns. Have questions? See the experts at Butler's. In addition, giving jewelry to that special someone is a smart choice. Plenty of beautiful jewelry to choose from, with free gift wrapping, too. Butler's is happy to announce that Tony Hefner is now at Butler's, handling all the repair work. Butler's will have extended hours doing carriage ride nights. Thanks, Santa, for suggesting we shop at Butler's Jewelry and Loan, one of our locally owned homegrown businesses in downtown Forest City. You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton. Tam's Tack Antique and Merchandise, a lot of exciting things going on over there right now. After 10 years of business, Tam's Tack store is changing to a design studio. And all tack and writing apparel has been liquidated. And this week, all tack and writing apparel priced over $15 will be 60% off. And Tam wants to thank everybody for your support over the years, and she wants you to be coming by there again and watch the information on the new equestrian studio coming soon. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and God bless you. Tam's Tack is located at 661 Big Island Road in Forest City, and they're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 until 6. The phone number is 248-4463. Go see Tam and tell her we sent you over there and watch her smile real big. She'll be glad to do that. It's just about 11 minutes after 8 o'clock. The drawing is coming up here in just a few minutes. I like these kind of stories. I shared this yesterday morning on My Great America with Jim and Butch. But these are the kind of things that sort of warms your heart. A mother of two who walked to work every day, 24-year-old woman with a van, was given a van by the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. The gift of giving came early. She walked to work every day to and from, 6 miles there and 6 miles back with 2 kids. And people in that community in Franklin County said they need to do something for her. So they raised some money and they bought her a van so she could drive back and forth to work. She was so excited. After several encounters with the woman, a group of deputies gathered together and saw her determination to make her life happen with those 2 babies. So they got together and raised the money. And she's now happy. She said, I'm very proud of the men and women of the Sheriff's Office. This is not just something they did. This shows who they are. I'm proud of who they are. This is an example of their commitment to serve our community, and that is true throughout our nation, where there are a lot of good officers that doing a lot of good things that goes unpublished. So we hope, indeed, you'll recognize the police officers and those firefighters and those folks who are on the front line during this holiday season. Many times when we're celebrating and having a good meal, they're out fighting fires or out rescuing somebody. So please let them know that you appreciate them. 12 minutes after 8 o'clock, we'll go ahead and move toward the center of attention right here. Clark Poole, the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce, is in the studio with me, and Tracy Smith is in the studio with me, and Todd is on the camera videotaping this for Facebook. Clark, move over close to the microphone if you will.
I'm right here.
Tell us how you doing this morning.
I'm doing great. This is an exciting day.
It really is. Tell us about how many tickets were sold.
468 tickets out of 500 in the midst of COVID. There was a great effort by a whole lot of people throughout the community to do this, and it helps us continue as a chamber working hard for the community and for small business and large business and citizens, because we're very interested in our economy growing. We're very interested in the quality of life here. So thanks to all of you, and I think this can be the merriest Christmas. I know 3 people are going to be real happy today with all of that.
You know, a lot of people look forward to this every year, even before it gets to that point. You're going to have the reverse raffle again this year, and we've had to move the location, of course, this year because of COVID. Downtown Forest City with the lighting of the trees for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And couldn't do that this year because of the gathering, but this worked out very well, and the folks got behind it, and we're having a good drawing.
Worked out very well, and we missed being in Forest City at the Thanksgiving celebration for the lights that kicked off Christmas, and but we adapted. Yeah.
$8,000 first prize, $1,500 second prize, $500 third prize. And
I did not buy a ticket because I say to people, if I were to win, they would certainly think it was rigged. So I wanted to so badly, because $8,000 would be a wonderful, wonderful Christmas present.
That'd go a long way, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yeah.
It sure would.
Well, why don't we move over here and get started? You've got to unravel the box here.
Yeah.
As you can see, folks, watch it on camera. There's a lot of A lot of stubs in there.
All right.
Kind of like a bingo. Turn that bingo thing around.
Tracy,
Got it taped down, so nobody's been into it except those who counted them last night. A couple on the side over there. Make sure those get in.
Yep, we'll get them. We'll get them. Dead gummit. That tape is wonderful.
It works.
Security tape.
I don't know that I could get it off.
Security tape. All right. We're going to draw for the grand prize first.
We're going to draw for the $8,000 first, or Tracy is, and
make sure everybody's name's cards in there.
All right, Tracy.
Good luck, somebody.
Okay.
$8,000 prize is coming out right now.
See, they're taped, so I have to. Big procedure here.
All right.
Y'all really want to know?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, let's just wait.
Do the drum roll.
Mr. Glenn Shelton is the grand prize winner.
Glenn Shelton. I'm not sure where he lives, but he is now the lucky winner of the $8,000. Glenn, I hope
we will be calling Mr. Shelton today.
Good deal. All right, let's move to the $1,500 prize now. His second prize, and Tracy reached the box. They've been twisted around here so many times now. Everybody's and $1,500 prize as he unlocks the
and drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please.
Tanya Manello.
Tanya Manello.
I hope I pronounced that correctly, Tanya. But
Tanya Manello. Congratulations. She's got a $1,500 prize now. So there's two lucky folks already. Folks,
and now we're gonna. Hey, third prize is not a slouch.
Yeah.
You know.
No, wait, absolutely.
Right.
All right.
I could use $500.
I could too.
All right, $500 prize winner right now is.
Dun, ta-da.
He's unlocking it now.
Jim keeps telling me I need to hurry.
No, we're in good shape.
I hope you can hear me through this mask. Some of my folks think that I need to wear a mask all the time because it muddles what I'm saying.
Every time you walk in the building, I want to raise my hand. I think
used to be illegal to wear a mask in the bank. Now they'll put you in jail if you don't. The third prize winner, Bob McCutcheon.
Bob McCutcheon.
Yep.
Congratulations.
We appreciate everybody doing this. 468 people took a chance, but your contribution, now we look at it as a contribution, will help us move forward in what we do as a chamber.
Just for records, Clark, if you will again read those names and those prizes that they were gotten, that they received.
All right. Mr. Bob McCutcheon was $500. Ms. Tanya Manello, $1,500. And the grand prize winner is Mr. Glenn Shelton.
And so congratulations, all of you who won, and many regrets to those who didn't win. But thank goodness that you're willing to support the chamber and the many positive things they do for the community. And I want to thank Clark Poole. He's a hard-working, energizer bunny. He just keeps going and going and going.
At my age, that's all right, isn't it?
He's an inspiration for all of us to continue working and do the kind of thing he does. Folks, thank you so very much. I want to say thanks for the Facebook folks for joining us. Join us again all the time. We're on the radio 24/7 right here on WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM, and on the World Wide Web. Right now, we're going to have the sheriff's report from Officer Tony.
The last 24 hours, the Sheriff's Office has responded to 118 calls for service. The jail has processed 24 arrests, and the jail is currently housing 144 inmates. For incident reports, Karen Craven from Mill Spring reported breaking or entering in a motor vehicle and felony larceny. Brian Toney from Forest City reported breaking or entering felony and felony larceny. Garland Blue from Ellenboro reported misdemeanor larceny. For arrest, we have Addison Cole Richards was charged with possession Schedule 1 controlled substance, possession Schedule 6 controlled substance, possession Schedule 3 controlled substance, and carrying a concealed gun. He was given a $2,500 secure bond. Jarrett Michael Mason was charged with possession of marijuana and was given a written promise to appear. Tyler Bryant Frost was charged with failure to appear on felony and failure to appear on a misdemeanor, was given a $21,000 secure bond. Stanley Ryan Weeks was charged with failure to appear on a felony, was given a $10,000 secure bond. Rocky Lee Richardson was charged with failure to appear on misdemeanor and was given an unsecured $500 bond. Latoya Patrice Logan was charged with injury to personal property and was given a $1,000 unsecured bond. And that's all I got for you.
20 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thanks, Officer Tony, for that report, and we appreciate the Sheriff's Department keeping us updated on the activities over the night and throughout the day today. And you can hear the afternoon report this afternoon at 5 o'clock. We do another roundup of news. Some of the same ones we called this morning, and then others that we do not call in the mornings are heard in the afternoon, such as the report from the Spindale Fire and Police in the afternoons as well. So stay tuned. Make a WCAB your priority of Lock It In, 100.9 FM, 590 AM. Sports update coming up here in just a few moments. Right now, though, we're going back down around the Christmas tree and hum along a little bit with some Christmas music.
Let
The season seems a little brighter with your official Merry Christmas station, WCAB Rutherfordton.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. NC State saw their first action in 2 weeks last night and got out to a hot start in St. Louis, building multiple big leads in the first half, but their Jackrabbit start emptied their tank, so to speak. With just 9 players on the trip, NC State clearly gassed in the second half, dropped their first game of the season 80-69. Kevin Keats made note of the long layoff after having games with Connecticut, Michigan, and Florida Atlantic canceled and another contest against Louisville postponed.
We haven't played basketball since December 3rd. I thought with our short bench, we really did some good things. So we'll dust it off and then obviously get ready for our next opportunity.
Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert plunged into the end zone, and L.A. beat the Raiders in Sin City 30-27 in overtime. The Chargers ending a 10-game skid versus AFC West opponents with the victory. The loss for the Raiders, meanwhile, drops them to 7-7 and damages their postseason hopes, while the Chargers, who are already out of the hunt, they improved to 5-9. And that was Herbert's takeaway in his post-game comments. Improvement.
I think it's a great opportunity for us to keep moving forward, to keep getting better. That's a tough team, and we played pretty well.
Tomorrow, the NFL has a couple of rare Sunday games scheduled. Action starts at 4:30 with the Carolina Panthers North, a.k.a. the Buffalo Bills, taking on the Broncos in Denver. The nightcap has the Panthers on the road in Green Bay. The Packers, they're red hot. The Panthers are not. Matt Rule knows it, and he hopes the return of Christian McCaffrey will give his team a boost. Meanwhile, many think, with the season lost, that Carolina should just rest C-Mac and not risk any further injury to him. But Rule wants to win, and McCaffrey wants to play.
Winning organizations and winning cultures win. They don't just win some of the time. We're trying to win all the time. We're not winning right now the way we want, but we're trying to win. And so nothing more than that, really. And I think Christian probably has a say in that as well. So if Christian wants to play, I don't know that I have the right or the responsibility to tell him no.
This is NCN Sports.
This holiday season, give them the gift that's hard to wrap, but easy to give. Buy them a Stihl. From powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws under the tree to fashionable accessories stuffed in their stockings, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide is packed with great ideas for everyone on your list. For a gift that keeps on giving all year long, pick up the quiet, lightweight, and long-running performance of the Stihl AK Homeowner series of battery-powered tools. Convenient all-in-one sets featuring tool, battery, and charger start at only $199.95. Legendary Stihl performance is easy to use, easy to give, and hard to beat. Find the perfect gifts and wrap up all your holiday shopping at your local Stihl dealer. Or shop online at stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. All prices MSRP. Available at participating dealers while supplies last.
NBA preseason action last night. Charlotte in action, topping Orlando 123-115. The NBA Board of Governors, meanwhile, voted earlier in the day to keep the video challenge as an option for coaches going forward. The challenge introduced last year on a one-year trial, and of the 700 times coaches went to it, 44% of the calls they challenged were overturned. The board also approved a plan to give teams the ability to expand their active roster on game nights from 13 to 15 for this season. UCLA says it will decline all potential bowl invitations in a decision that was largely made by the players and supported by the administration. The Bruins 3-3 this season, heading into their finale on Saturday against Stanford. Russia has been banned from using its name, flag, and anthem at the next 2 Olympics or any World Championships for the next 2 years because of state-backed doping. The ruling handed down yesterday by the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Hello, everyone. It's finally Friday, and the cloud cover will clear this afternoon. We'll see a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky. However, temperatures stay chilly today. Highs will be in the mid to upper 40s. Partly cloudy sky tonight. We get cold fast and start in the upper 20s Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, partly to mostly cloudy afternoon with highs in the mid to upper 40s. Some rain showers possible Saturday night. Better chance of rain showers Sunday and Monday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Thank you very much, Zach. Again, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful day, 29 degrees. After the sun is out a little while, it'll be warming up to 47 for a daytime high and light wind. It's another great getting up morning here in the foothills, and we hope you'll enjoy every day of it. But please drive carefully. It hasn't thawed out yet, so there still may be some black ice on the highways, on the byways and the bridges and overpasses, so please be careful with that. It's time now for the Word of Faith radio program, and with the program this morning is Larry and Gloria King. Good morning.
Good morning, and welcome again to the Word of Faith radio program. I'm Larry King, and this is my wife, Gloria, and we're delighted to be with you again. We were on previously, and we felt the opportunity that we needed to come back on and share a little more of what the Lord is doing in our lives and what the Lord is doing for us and with us and through us. In preparing for this program today, we share a lot as we read and study our Bibles, and what came to us was how personal our relationship was and is with Jesus. And so we come to you today and ask you, who is Jesus to you? And now, this is a personal question that we're asking because it is a personal relationship with Jesus. I believe, and Gloria believes, that makes the difference and has made the difference in our lives. And so, as I was considering what we were going to share, I remember something that occurred in the 1990s, and I began to look back at it, and I found out that it began in the 1800s, and it was a famous saying that went around, and I was principal, I believe, in Greenville, South Carolina. And my students in the schools that I was principal of were wearing these bracelets, and they had these T-shirts, and it was WWJD. What would Jesus do? And actually what had happened was that there was a resurgence of a spiritual interest in Christian matters and Christian things. And it was always talked about back and forth. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? And so what I saw in that and what I see in that now is that what Jesus would do means, is Jesus working in my life? Is Jesus working in your life? And is he guiding and directing you or me? And it's a personal thing. And so that's why I asked the question, who is Jesus personally to you? I know that Jesus had with him, as he traveled during biblical times, he had his 12 disciples. And so what I've done actually is I've gone and looked up some scriptures and asked God to guide me and direct me to look at some personal accounts and some personal situations where there was encounter with Jesus and what it meant in the lives of the people that had these encounters. Now, his 12 disciples, were with him for his 3.5 years, or however many years it was that he had his earthly ministry. And so they had personal interactions with Jesus. And so that's what I'd like for us to look at and share with us today. Okay. If it's okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with a specific scripture. I'm going to start in John. I've already turned to it. John chapter 9. And I'm going to read a few verses and I'm going to share a little bit about each of the verses. John chapter 9, verse 1. It says, as he, Jesus, passed along, he noticed a man blind from his birth. His disciples asked him a question. They said, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he should be born blind? So they had a question about why this man was born blind. Verse 3, Jesus answered, it was not that this man or his parents sinned, but he was born blind in order that the workings of God should be manifest, displayed, and illustrated in him. And I stopped right there and I said, a person born in a condition of blindness or other debilitating conditions, and it's born in order for the workings of God to be shown. And I thought that was really something. I said, but you know, it seems like, you know, that sounds a little bit like it might be kind of cruel or whatever, but God knows, and God has a plan for everybody's life. So there was a purpose for this man, and there was a purpose for them asking this question. So when we read in verse 6 says, after Jesus had said that, he said this. Actually, it's what he did. He spat on the ground and made clay of mud with his saliva, and he spread on an ointment on the man's eyes. And then in verse 7 it says he told him to go and wash. Now, this man who's blind has someone spreading something on their eyes, and it was mud. And he told him to go wash it. He washed it, and he came back seeing. And in verse 9, it says that the people who saw this event were amazed. They said, you know, and they saw him walking around seeing, and they said, who is this man? Isn't that the man that was blind? Well, yes, I think so. Well, no, it looks like him. And then the man erased all doubts. He said, yes, I am the man. And so they said, well, how did this happen? He said, a man, Jesus, spat on the ground, and made mud and put it on. Now, somebody had to tell him that this happened. Made mud and told me to go wash. Now, I went and washed, and now I come seeing. And the people said, we are so amazed. And so they decided, well, you know, let's take you to the Pharisees. And sure enough, they were so excited to take him to the Pharisees, but when they got there, it was rather disappointing, because the Pharisee says, this is not right. Somebody doing something on the Sabbath, that's against the rules of law. The law does not allow anybody to do anything like this, so this couldn't be God. But the man was still emphatic. He still said, I know that I was blind, and now I see. And they said, well, let's just get his parents. And so down in verse 19, it says, they ask, it's verse 19, they asked his parents, his mom and his dad. And you would think that if you had a child that was born blind, and now in a grown age, they could now see, that the parents would be elated. I mean, now that they could see. But listen to this. He said, they asked them, whom you reported having been born blind, is he the one? Is this your child? And his parents said, oh yes, this is our child. We know that it is, and we know that he was blind. And why he can see now, we don't know. And so we are not even going to even speculate on it. He's a grown man. Go ask him. That sounded kind of cold to me, that they were resisting or not accepting the fact that he was born blind. But it wasn't that they didn't accept it. It was because they had another fear. They feared the religious leaders of that time. But anyway, they asked, so they asked him. They asked him again. They said, okay, your parents said ask you. And so they asked him. They said, now tell us again. Now give God the glory, but what is it that, how did you receive your sight? He says, and I pause and I say it very calmly. He says, a man, Jesus, made mud, and you're asking me the second time, and now I can see. He says, I already told you this. Why are you asking me again? He said, it seems like maybe you might want to be his disciples also. Oh, they didn't like that. They did not like that at all. Because many times when you share your testimony, or when I share my testimony, many times people are not as accepting and as excited about it as I am, or as you may be. But the fact of the matter is, when you've had this personal encounter like this man did with Jesus, you know that, you know, what happened in your life is actually true. And so that's one of the personal relationship situations that I felt like needed to be shared, because the man was born blind, and for that purpose. And it was purpose that he was going to meet Jesus and have an encounter with him, but then be able to spread the truth that had come into the world, the light of men, which was Jesus. So the thing that I also did was I realized that this was a personal situation, and there actually is a definition that I wanted to share about personal, and I looked it up, and personal is something private, related directly to oneself, and that's the thing that we want to encourage each one of you to pursue, each one of us to pursue. That is a personal relationship with Jesus.
And in this account, this particular man had a personal encounter with God, and all the abuse and all the persecution that he was receiving because of his personal experience didn't erase the fact that he had a personal experience with God. Mm-hmm. That's the main theme of what we want to share with you today, is that in each one of these accounts, when you have a personal experience with God, there's power in that.
Yes.
There is strength, and you can share with other people. He had no problem sharing what had happened to him.
He didn't back up off it one bit.
Because he knew that he had an encounter with God.
Right, exactly. You've had some yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know I was sharing with Larry when he was talking to me about this personal encounter. When I was working as a young teacher, I just started teaching in public school, I had an encounter with a fellow teacher. And I told Larry, I used to tell Larry, come home and tell Larry all the time, that I know this man at my school, and he talks about Jesus like he's really real. He talks about Jesus like he really knows him. And because of that testimony of that man, his life lined up with the fact that he did know Jesus, and he didn't mind sharing about Jesus, but he didn't share with Jesus with me like it was somebody that he had read about in a book. He shared with me that it was somebody he really knew. Mm-hmm. And because he shared with such feeling and emotion, and not just feeling and emotion, but the reality of actually knowing this person.
Very personal.
Very personal. It made me have a desire also to get to know this person.
Yeah. And I'll piggyback on that a little bit, because when she had this encounter with this person who had this personal knowledge and personal relationship with Jesus, it made a difference in how she drew upon her raising, which she was raised in the church, and had read the Bible and went to Sunday school and did all those things. But this sparked an awakening, and she began to change, to begin to get her Bible. She began to do a lot of reading. She began to be excited about what she was hearing as the voice of God spoke to her through her pursuing Jesus. And to such a level that it influenced other people, that other people being her husband.
One of them.
One of them, yeah, one of those people being her husband. And so what happened was, I saw her, and I saw how sincere, how that she was really changing. She actually didn't want to do the kinds of things, the social gatherings and interactions that we had, even though we were church goers. We were not nearly as sincere about our faith as we are now in our lives. And so I said, well, wait a minute. If it's that serious of a thing, if it's changing her that much, then I need to begin to look at some things in my life too. So I began to I went and dug my Bible out. It was in my things that I had from college. I dug it out and I began to read some of the things that she told me about, and I realized that I needed a change in my life because of what I saw of the change in her life, and it's made a lot of difference. It's made a world of difference, and God has continued to bring us further and further and further into the things of God, to the point of submitting to God to guide the directions of our life.
And one thing I would like to say that too is that when you make these changes in your life, when God actually, just like in this passage of scripture, when you have a personal encounter with God, everybody's not going to understand where you're coming from. But because you've had that personal encounter, you can make a stand. You can keep firm in what you believe. Because at the time that I began to read the Bible and it became so personal to me, what God was saying through the scriptures, and when I would be excited and I'd go tell Larry or I'd tell some of my friends what God was speaking through the scripture, it wasn't well received. We lost a lot of friends about that time because they didn't go along with what we were thinking. Well, actually, at first I thought I had lost my husband because he didn't want to go along with what I was saying. But I told him I had a personal experience with God through the scriptures, and I was seeing some things that I'd never seen before, and I wanted him to go with me. But if he didn't go with me, I would go alone. And that's what made him take a stand. And he started saying, well, that's pretty serious. And so he started reading, and then the both of us got that fire of, wait a minute, this is what God is saying. So we together began to lose a lot of friends over what we were believing and what the stand that we were taking.
Yeah. Our social group changed, and they could hardly believe it that Larry and Gloria didn't want to go to the club. Larry and Gloria didn't want to party anymore, and it's such a humbling remembrance. But I tell you, those were days in which I look back now and see how that God's hand was upon our lives, all the way back to when we were in West Virginia is when this began. And then it got even more increased and more intensified that God was drawing us when we moved to Greenville, South Carolina. And then ultimately we heard the voice of God that we were to move to North Carolina. And it has been just a blossoming situation for us and for our lives to have this personal encounter that we have each day with each other, with the Spirit of God directing and guiding our lives. What I'd like to do is share another example, and in John, also in John, but it's the 4th chapter of John, and it's about the woman at the well, and it's a familiar scripture and it's a familiar account, and it's John 4, and I want to read a few scriptures there. So John 4, verse 4 says, it was necessary for him, Jesus, to go through Samaria. Now, I stopped right there and I realized, why was it necessary for him, Jesus, to go through Samaria? Well, there's a reason. The reason is there was someone that needed him in that area. And many times our lives are like that. We decide, which way do I need to go to work? Do I really need to go to shop today? What do I need to do? And we need to inquire God and let him guide our steps, because there's a reason and a purpose for each part of our lives and each step of our lives. So verse 2 says, and in doing so, when he got going through Samaria, he arrived at Samaritan town, and it was near a well. And it says, verse 7 says, presently, Jesus sat down beside the well. And then verse 7 says, presently, when a woman of Samaria came along to draw water, Jesus said to her, give me a drink. Well, when he said that, she was really, really, I guess, surprised, because she said to him, she says, here I am, a woman of Samaria, and you're asking me to give you a drink? You don't even have anything to do with my kind of people. And Jesus said to her, if you really knew who it was asking you to give him a drink, you would have asked him to give you a drink. And she says, ask you to give me a drink? You don't even have anything to draw the water up out of the well with. What do you mean, give you a drink? Verse 10 says, Jesus finally said to her, he would have given you living water. And then she says, what do you mean, living water? You have nothing to draw with. And then he says that
the part right here in verse 10, it says, I think you skipped that part. He said, Jesus answered her, if you had only known and had recognized God's gift and who this is that is saying to you, give me a drink, you would have asked instead that he would give you a drink of living water.
Of living water.
Yeah, because she didn't recognize him. She had no personal recognition of God. Mm-hmm. She had no knowledge of him.
Right.
But if she had known, she would have asked him.
Right. And so he told her that this living water, in verse 14, that she drank it, it would be like a well springing up for eternal life. And the woman said, sir, please give me that water, basically is what she said. And he says, well, go get your husband. And she says, well, I don't have a husband. He said, you're right. You don't have a husband. You've had 5 of them. And she said, I know you're a prophet. You're a prophet of God. And he said, yes. And she left her bucket, her well bucket, and she went to the town to tell the people who it was. She said, come and meet this man. I need to let you know. He told me everything about myself. And so the woman went to town, told the people in Samaria, and many of the people came out to see who this man was. Then I want to read also in that same account, I want to read that a little bit more. 41. Yes, 41. It says, well, actually 39, okay. Verse 39. It says, now numerous Samaritans from that town believed in and trusted in him because of what the woman said when she declared and testified about him. He told me everything that I ever did. In verse 40 it says, so when the Samaritans arrived, they asked him to stay with them for 2 days. And then verse 41 says, then many more believed in and adhered to and relied on him because of his, what he said, his personal message that he had said to them. In verse 42, they turned and they told the woman, they said to her, now we no longer believe and trust and have faith just because of what you said, for we have heard him ourselves personally. Personally is what I stopped at, because they said, you told us about him. And that's what we do. Many times we tell people about Jesus. But it's one thing to tell somebody about it. It's another thing for that person, like I did when Gloria told me about him, or what she was reading. It was her personal experience. But when I began to read, it became my personal experience. And that's what we see right here. The people said, we believe him now because we've had our own personal encounter with him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that happened to me a lot, actually, when I was working in the public school. Many times, students that I served, they would recognize that. Well, sometimes I'd sing in the hallways. I was praising God, and or I was just really pleasant or happy, and they
always smiling.
Always smiling, yeah. And they would ask me. They said, "Well, Mr. King, what is it? Why are you so pleasant? Why are you so happy? I mean, after all, you are the principal." And I said, "Well, you asked me a question, I'll give you the answer." And my answer was Jesus. I'm excited about what Jesus does and is doing in my life, because even he prompted you to ask me that question, so I can tell you what it is that brings joy to my life. See? And then I can share with them about what has gone on in my life. I mean, when I look at my background, when I look at what God has done, what a personal experience means to me is I have my children who are serving God with me in this church, in our Word of Faith church. I have my grandchildren that are with me serving God. I mean, I have my family, you know, and it's a memorial to me to recognize that God would be so precious and allow me to be, you know, used by Him and have this opportunity. So,
and it makes a difference what decisions we make in life, because it affects a lot of people. And we were talking last night, what if I had not had this personal encounter with God and shared it with Larry? And what if we both had not heard God's voice and had that personal experience with God to know that we needed to leave West Virginia and move to South Carolina, where we joined up with a church that later became affiliated with this church. And now look, now we have our son and our daughter who are married to precious spouses that also serve God, and all our grandchildren are praising God and serving God with us. I mean, what more could you ask? This is the blessing of God. Our relationships, our personal relationship with God has an effect on other people, the lives of many people.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you know, it's a refreshing, it's a heartwarming remembrance to just reflect upon that God, you know, has so blessed us and so blessed me. I know that right before I moved here, I had a health challenge. God brought us here, and right before we came, I had a medical appointment, and my doctor told me that I had cancer, and that I needed to do something about it. Well, Gloria and I prayed about it, and we shared with our pastors about it, and ultimately we had specific surgery in order to be able to remove that cancerous mass that was at me. I'm 19 years now on the other side of that. That personal encounter with Jesus and His forgiving my sinful life and then bringing me into the things of God. I know my life is not my own, because I'm alive, because at this point, 74 years old, I would have been long dead if that cancer had stayed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are many more examples that are available to share. I know that in Luke 19, there was a personal account of a man who was a crippled man, and he was blessed of God because Jesus came by and saw him and spoke words of healing to him. Paul in the book of Acts in chapter 3 reached down to the man that was begging and told him, in the name of Jesus, you know, stand up. And the man's legs and bones came strong, and he leaped and was praising God. Mm-hmm. So there are many personal encounters. God is the answer for our lives, for sure. Yes.
We need to have that personal relationship with Him in order to experience all the blessings that He has for us.
Exactly. And so as we come to a close, we just are grateful that we could share a little bit of the kinds of things that God is doing in our lives and what God is revealing to us continually. So we pray that you'll look at the other programs that we bring to you on our Word of Faith radio program. It's quite a pleasure